Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpa 1.2 Reload or Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Where we left off, Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaki Ishimaru died. We had literally just finished the investigation and we were going into the class trial. So I guess here we go. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation. They were gathered by the red door. Is this it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Surely that can't be it. And as soon as we all
Monokuma appears!
Hello! He's multiplied?
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It's just the way that it just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, the crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here, ready to go, please board the pain train elevator. I'll see you guys down there. Also, hello, person. Okay, goodbye then, person.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. I've told you already, I didn't do it, for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume, or the knot? Well, no. But, how unfortunate. Then it would seem that we have our culprit. Yeah.
Hey.
This isn't a place to talk about it. Save your accusations when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. Sorry, I got a Coke by me, so gotta take a drink. I can't let whoever killed Fumi and Taki get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. Then for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was bored, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seriously? Surely that can't be it. Right? How strange. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realise just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax. Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? Well, I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial. I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Would you like to save the data? Yes. See, this is what I was talking about the last episode, but could we hold on a second? Do I wish to override? Yes, but could we just hold on a second? I just need to go get something. Oh, yeah. I also like this. I also love this music. Again, another piece of Danganronpa music I love. Set skills. Let's have a look. Lost in thought. Handiwork. Well. Finished preparations. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic if you can figure out who done it, I'll punish everyone this now. Then. To begin with,
we already know who did it.
Was that?
Just what? Wait, what? Huh? Why are you coming up like that? How fucking dare you?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found it in that suit.
Your point being?
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
You sure?
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Says you.
Who are you calling a murderer?
Yeah, exactly.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
I just love that she says, we assumed to build it. What if that was the second suit, you dimwit? But one can only hope. Can we not?
It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer? Or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Let's go. Make your argument.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy
Hiro,
theory.
Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Oh. Oh.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are...
No, that's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
Sorry about this. You get the idea.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same
yes.
person made both of them.
Of course. I never actually thought about that. Whoops.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
I would highly doubt that.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Well, you are a hero. Yeah, you're pretty
So
dumb.
Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
Yeah, exactly.
And
my point.
he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Oh, is that so? He says, accusing him earlier on.
What? Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Yes.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit.
Hey, Lucy!
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Oh, you want me to what? And of course he passes it off
So?
to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I don't know. The suspicious individual in question, the Illuminati. It was the Illuminati all along! Da, 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 da. Oh my god, it can't have been Hina.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously,
What?
he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Okay, but we literally just said it wasn't Hiro. So now you're contradicting yourself. What?
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
No, because you literally just said he was
That doesn't
innocent.
make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
Exactly. What?
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Oh.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
What's the Robo-Justice suit got to do with anything? Boy!
Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
Well, yes, you're not wrong.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must
Yes.
clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
I can, yes. The things that we used to move Taka's body, they must have been
I got it!
the trolley. There's still one more thing. The blue tarp?
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Right. What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Right.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room.
Yes.
So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Right. What about Hifumi's? I am here. What have I missed? Not much. We just figured that Hiro wasn't actually the culprit. And that... oh god. And that Taka was moved by trolley. Or dolly in this case, and a tarp. So you haven't missed too much. But let's carry on.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
I didn't think Hero was. Yeah, because we figured out the Hero was in fact the guy in the costume, the Robo Justice costume. However, Hero was not actually the culprit that actually did the crime and murder.
But when the body disappeared, so did the doll. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the doll.
Yes, on the top.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
That is
but are
correct.
you sure you are not mistaken?
Yes, because if you're saying the dolly was used to move Ifumi, I think you're the one that was mistaken, because stairs. Boy.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No, it wasn't.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Yeah. Thanks for the help, Byakuya. I'm glad you're here.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Ooh, that's a deep
We have
cut.
all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Says you! The one who keeps on saying, oh, we must accept that we are living in a school from now on. We must, what's the word she always uses? Not a quip, is it? Something to our surroundings. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice or being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh, bullet time battles. Oh, absolutely. Why are we doing a bullet time battle now? That's a bit weird. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up till now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. It'll cost you one bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the square button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember the square button now has function along with the X and square triangle buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of the fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh god! This is going to be tough, this is.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
I need...
You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
Final strike, let's
I
go.
cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Boom! That was harder than I expected, man.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
But I wonder how I do it in time with everything. Gonna be interesting matters.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Correct.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
That is also correct. I actually completely forgot about that.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Yeah! Jeez, Celeste really hate me that much.
Anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Fuck it.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Oh, let's see,
If you
shall
look
we?
back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Will it though? Will it? If I look back how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Oh, let's have a look, shall we? Make your argument. Wait, that pink parade-looking stuff is meant to be blood.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly
Well, no, I
doesn't
didn't
have a
want
handle.
that. Ah, shit.
Shoot!
I was going to say I'm out of lives. Also, yes, that is meant to be the blood, yes. Yeah, whatever. I do not care. Yes,
I refuse to give up yet!
Let's go! Yay! It was cause I did so badly on the make bullet time battle. But I also want I want square. Right. I want costume. No Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Correct.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Right.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now,
Right.
keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Wrong, because you can't bend
No,
over
it's
90
wrong.
degrees. Good thing I looked. You're welcome.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if
Yes.
you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
Nope.
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
No, I don't, sorry. I'm blind as a button here, can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you've gone anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
Okay.
Am I right about that?
Sure, let's go with
Now
that.
that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Yep, my game crushes Makoto. Speaking of which, ... Oh! Okay, what do you mean speaking of which? Who's yours, Benjamina? I don't know. I actually don't know. Game Crush, I don't know. I'd probably say either Aoi or Kyoko. I don't know, it's gonna be one of those two. It's either Aoi or Kyoko.
Well, What's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
What about yours, Lindsay?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
I mean, sure. There's absolutely no chance the costume is taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
Because of the clip. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? What about Jill? Seriously? You think I'm gonna have an in-game crush of a murderer? Haha. Yeah, right, sure. As if. Yeah. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't actually have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Anyway, Lucy, now that you've seen much more of the game, the murders are now starting to get into the class trial. What do you think of the game? You know, because you said you liked it, but, you know, you needed to see more. You've seen more, the murders, and now the class part of the class trial. What are your thoughts on Danganronpa?
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
That's good.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Sorry about this, guys.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Yes.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh, seriously? I mean, it was literally just kidnapping Hifumi. That doesn't mean they killed him.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Yes, but that's just him kidnapping. That's not him being killed.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? He hit me. What guy? What guy? Robo Justice! That's the one I decided to call it just now. I thought I could go with this more of a voice.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Yes.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
No.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
This is like anime Sherlock. Exactly. Also, is Lindsay left? And I love Sherlock. Yeah, God, same. Sorry about this, guys. But yeah, Lindsay's left. Anyway, back to the game.
Hold on a second.
Lindsay has said that she's gone for the minute, but she may come back, and if she does, fill her in. So please be patient.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Exactly.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
Oh no, that's true.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Yeah!
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Yeah!
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Wow, a series of unfortunate events. Go watch it on Netflix. Hashtag not sponsored, but I like it. It's a good TV show.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Yep.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
He's going round spinning.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Yep.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
I want to meet the person behind Sakura's voice. I mean, God, if that's not their voice in real life, they must have strained their voice so much. God damn!
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Okay.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving.
When
above the
Celeste
stairs.
told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
Okay.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Huh? Oh, what was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
Yes.
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Oh, my boy! Why?
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Sorry about this, guys.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office.
Okay.
But right after we left the physics lab...
Hello, we have 2 new people, or 2 extra people. Whichever one you want to go for.
we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
And who are these two other people? I mean, you got Lucy and now two other people, so just saying.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
You are correct.
I think that about covers it.
Yeah, we are number 1. It's your long lost dad. Really? No, it's not my long lost dad. And we have 4 people now. Dabusco Silver. Dad, no.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Well, yes, it does, doesn't it?
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Is Lucy still here? I hope.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
This is not hentai, for God's sake. This is Danganronpa.
Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Send link. Send link to what? The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. Oh, let's go!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Right, let's have a look. Cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon.
Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See?
Right.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
So,
regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
No, didn't want that.
What makes you say that?
Yep, okay, good.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
You're still
It's true
here.
that he flew while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came...
I was gonna say if you
So,
left. Oh,
I
I'd
wonder
hated
if, or
that.
perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in.
Oh, okay.
Shoot!
It's not that then.
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know Taka came
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh. You cannot donate.
So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know Taka came
What makes you say?
because of the numbering.
It's true that Hifumi while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came...
Right, okay.
so,
I wonder if he... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
The problem being is I don't know what
What makes
order.
you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No, that's wrong!
Okay. Sure.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Yeah.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Yes.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
The watch! Of course, it's the watch! There's something that relates to what time he must have died. It's the watch. Hangman's Gambit. Wristwatch. Yeah. I mean, I... S... Wrist... Oh, right, yeah. A, there we go. Watch. No, I need a C. Come on. Give me a C! I don't care about T's, I want C's. Like that. Wristwatch. Oh yeah, H. I can spell good, I swear.
Now I understand.
Wristwatch. Yeah, I thought so as much.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
What are we going to? Yeah. Hey, you! How long are you going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated eyes pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that! Bedtime for all the little boys and girls!
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Yes.
And that would be his official time of death.
Yes.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yes.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Yes.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
My god.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
Sakura is thick. Okay.
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Yes.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Yes. But actually, that's very
Because
true.
when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
No.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
1,000 wins. No. We are number one. I don't know.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Oh, what was that? There's been Hifumi's and the nurse's office is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Yes.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
Yes.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Just don't want to have cat girls. I don't know.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Well, I don't know because I don't know what cat girls are.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
Yes.
Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
This is hard. This is complicated.
And it does not
This is-
stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
Correct.
And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room.
Yes.
At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Good mythical morning! Whee!
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Rat and Link. Good YouTube channel they are.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Yes.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
Ha.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Yes. You're not wrong there.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Oh.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Oh, definitely.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing.
True.
And according to what Celeste said,
we could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
I mean, not wrong.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Also, are you still here, Lucy? Or, you know, just saying. Still here?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
I don't know how that's possible.
The dead body moved on its own?
Again, don't know how that's possible.
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Well, no, that can't be possible because the dead body discovery announcement played. Right.
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Make your argument. Yes. Good. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
That's good.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Nah. Damn it. What does that have to do with what I said, or do you just not know what you're doing? Ah, God, I'm going to die.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, okay. Well, I'm dead, I failed. Ah, well. No, we did right, hang on. Yes, I do. Yeah. Whatever. I can't give up now. Yes, okay, thank you. Give my heart back. Thank you.
Are you...
Hang on, I want the broken wristwatch. Wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. It was confirmed that as of late last night the wristwatch still worked, which means it must have been broken the following morning when he was attacked.
Saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
He was actually still alive.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
No, okay.
Shoot!
I would like to try the
Are
other
you
one.
saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No, it is impossible.
I want to reverse.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body.
Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we
Dead body
really
had been
so
found.
sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
No.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi and then there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Shoot! Not what I wanted to do. God damn it!
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is
Impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body. Hifumi's dead, and that is... Are we really... Maybe the announcement
Was intended to signal
someone else's discovery.
Oh?
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he was actually...
no.
It is Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body.
Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that
is why...
Are we really... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
No, I think I just did that one. Oh well,
Shoot.
whoops.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that. Shortly, you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body, and that is...
Are we really... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, this is hard.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was...
No, Hifumi was dead. And you know that. Shortly, you heard the body.
Hifumi's
Dead body had been...
No, that's wrong!
God, that was hard.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
There was, wasn't there?
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Was it? Was it really? How?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Maybe he's in dead. Dun dun dun! Ha! The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Correct. But no, they are dead. I mean, Taka's dead, and then when they sounded the second one, that was when Hifumi died. A body has been discovered, blah 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 blah.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Sure.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Of course.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Exactly.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
I'm back. What did I miss? Well, you missed, actually, not too much, I guess. We just figured that Hifumi wasn't actually dead when we found him in the nurse's office. And that's about it, really. We tried to figure out who killed them. We just went back around in circles saying it was either Hiro or Kyoko, because they didn't have alibis. We figured that Taka was the first one that died because of the time he died. We then also figured out, like I just said, that when we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead, but Taka died. But then when they came together in the repository, that's when Hifumi had died. So this is where this comes in. So you didn't miss too much information, to be fair. We've literally just been going round and round in circles, really.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
Well, yep,
But honestly,
pretty much.
I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Well, no,
Okay,
that
then.
is true.
Let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
Again, let's.
This whole thing is pointless.
Is it? There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Right, okay, let's make another argument. Again! Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know.
I know that they were cleaned, but what about them? When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository... Ah, it was Hifumi that cleaned them! Oh...
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Right.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Yeah.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Yes, there was. It was the glasses.
No,
you dimwit.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
Yes.
His glasses.
Yes.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
Yes, let's go.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
And another thing is the fact that it was the tissue that gave it away. Because I highly doubt anyone would have any anime tissues lying around, would they? Apart from Hifumi.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
This. The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was the cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
It was probably the princess, wasn't
One
it?
look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear.
Yeah.
This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Correct.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
And Demon Angel Star, Pretty Pudgy Princess, actually. You forgot about this time!
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
Yeah.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Wow! Just gonna jump straight in there,
Few
Byakuya.
tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Not. What do you mean not dead? Not dead. Not dead, no.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
The fact that Hifumi never died the first time round.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
I pretty think it does.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Actually, that is a good point.
Well, it must have been him, right?
Exactly. Stating the obvious that he wasn't actually dead in the nurse's office. Come on, hero. I mean, I know you're 20 and all, but come on.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
But why would he pretend to be dead? This is the question you've got to ask. Why would he pretend to be dead? I mean, if he's not dead, he's not dead. Simple as that.
Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I don't know. But again, why would he pretend to be dead?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Right. But why did he pretend to be dead? No one's clearing this up yet.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Oh, so what you're saying is Hifumi could have killed Taka. Interesting point. But did he have a motive? Then anyway, even if Hifumi... Wait. That's interesting point. That's an interesting point. I don't know about that. Interesting point. Could be true, might not be true. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, really, won't we?
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's corpse was...
I got it!
Hifumi.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Right, but then why would he take it? Unless he really is a murderer, as Lindsay so elegantly put it. Well, as Lucy so elegantly put it.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Right.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
Right, so what you're saying is the door was locked. But then... how did Hifumi die? I mean, bearing in mind, Taka was already dead. Again, bearing in mind, Taka's already dead. So... Taka couldn't have killed him. But then if Taka couldn't have the chance to kill him, then... What?
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Right.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
Okay.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Again, okay. But that, again, same with the hero, that doesn't prove he did anything.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Well, yes and no.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
About what? The fact that Hifumi was alive? The fact that Hifumi was part of a murder? About what?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. Could it be the note?
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Kamakura, yes, queen. Spill that tea. I think it's beans, but okay.
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
This has been very loud in my pants environment. Again, Danganronpa Bridge thing. Please, whatever you do, go watch Danganronpa Bridge thing after this. It is absolutely hilarious.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
Hifumi wrote them!
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
No. But Hifumi wrote them. Because Hifumi's the only person that was there in both of them. Hifumi gave Taka the first note for the equipment room, and he gave Hiro the second note for the rec room.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello! Over here! Objection! Objection!
Well then.
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Right.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Ah, no.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
TikTok, Taka. Ha!
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
We're not ruining it! It's you that's confusing us! Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary. But still, I can't let it get to me. Let's go, man.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Wrong.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Correct.
The time doesn't matter!
Oh, it does though, doesn't it?
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, it's wrong!
Exactly. because his watch broke at 6 a.m. Well, just past, but still.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
Exactly my point.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Yes.
We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Nah.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet.
In the equipment room.
The equipment room, right?
Where he was murdered.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
Ah, yes.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
But if that was the case, actually no, I was going to say if that's the case, why is Hiro not dead?
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
There's that laugh of
And
hers.
someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note
Yes.
to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Yes, right.
He stole it?
I like to think Makoto is the murderer because plot twist. I mean, yes, plot twist, but seriously, I highly doubt the main character of the game would be the murderer, right?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Prove that Hifumi stole the note from Taka.
I got
The
it!
scrap!
When I
Simple
searched
as that.
Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
Right.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Yeah.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Ta-da! See how good we are.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
Again, still want to meet the person behind Sakura's voice. I mean, come on.
Did I get all that right?
No, you didn't. Sorry, you got it all incorrect.
That
No,
means
joking.
Hifumi knew the note was important.
Yes.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Yes, but he was also murdered, so where does that leave us?
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no.
We've already cleared
When
that
we
thing
found
up.
him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Yeah, we cleared that up a little while ago.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Exactly.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Exactly. This is the point we need to get. I mean, we can't kill a dead person.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Yeah, but the only problem is the fact that Aoi and Sakura were in the art room, connected to the repository, so Ifumi killed himself. I mean, that's a possibility, but there was no blood on any of the hammers or anything. And we figured out, because it says in the Monokuma file that, well, they died from from similar things. So if Taka died from the hammer, I would assume Hifumi also died from a hammer. And bearing in mind that there was no blood on any of the hammers, well... Who?
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Right, exactly! Aha! 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 Exactly! So, this is what I was saying, because if Sakura and Aoi were in the art room, and going off the fact that they might not have done it, that was it. Then that leaves... Sorry about this, guys, again.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi!
The weapon?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Yeah. This is what I tried to get at. It's like, yes, like Lindsay said, Hifumi probably couldn't have killed himself because there was no hammer with blood on it, so...
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Yeah.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Wow! God, it's starting to sound like, Owen Wilson doing that. Wow! Oh my god, and put the hammer back where they found it. Wow!
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I mean, yes. Oh, go, Lucy. Question
I'm
away.
surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Ha!
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Why does he look angry while saying that? Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight. I'm angry at you. Is Hifumi definitely dead? Yes. Hifumi is definitely dead only because of the second dead body announcement. Like, confirmed, yes. Because of the, like I literally just said a second ago, the dead body discovery announcement. Because, as we've been saying, there's a second one that had played. So, we figured that Taka had died first, so, you know. And then the other one died when it was first found, so Hifumi is definitely dead.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
Yes.
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
Who knows?
Personally, I haven't a clue.
No one does.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
No idea. The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. Okay, let's go, my boys. Make your argument. The Spotless hammer?
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Duh!
Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was,
Maybe it was
there's
neither.
one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Ah, damn it. Ah, well.
Shoot!
I thought that was a good
What
turn.
was used to kill Hifumi?
Was it just maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
Wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Didn't have to be, it just had to have been a hammer.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi.
I mean, yes, but then the question is, not what killed him. Have I missed something I had to run and get my charger? No, just literally that. The fact that Hifumi wasn't actually killed by a Justice Hammer, but he was killed by just a hammer from the repository. That's about it, really.
Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
And I had to refresh the page. Okay,
For some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
so not much, really.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
I was hoping I didn't miss anything important. Well, not too important, to be fair. But the question now is, who? So we figured out how, but now we need to figure out who.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones.
Yes.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Plus the fact that some are actually missing, so there's that as well.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
Yes, being
So
similar.
Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Unless you kill that person. Am I right in saying that? Maybe? I mean, if you kill that person who was helping you, then I guess there's some benefit from it, I guess.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least, that's what we thought at first, but... Oh, and we're off already, again. Woo! Spotless hammer.
Based on
Let's
the
go.
rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
Can I look at spotless hammer again thing again? One was found wet and had apparently been recently washed.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
That's
Even if more than
intriguing.
one person is complicit in the murder,
Only the one who actually carried, assuming the rule holds true.
That is,
But that only really applies.
In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
It's gonna hit. Yeah, I thought it was gonna hit. White noise.
based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming the rule holds true.
that is.
But that only really applies.
In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
No.
Shoot!
based
Right,
on the rules
okay.
that have been laid out for
Even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming the
Rule holds true.
it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
Shoot!
Right, so he obviously needs.
Based on the rules that have been laid out,
Even if more than one, only the one who actually carried,
assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is.
but that only really
In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
based on the rules. Even if more than one, only the
Right,
one who
come on,
actually,
we
assuming
can
the
do
rule
this.
holds true.
That is.
But that only really applies.
In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
No.
Shoot!
Let's try it the other way round then.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really in this case.
Case, however, there were 2 murders.
2 murders.
Based
I mean,
on the
would it
rules that
really
have
be
been laid out for us,
impossible?
Even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming
The rule holds true. No, that's wrong.
Would it really be impossible though?
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What
Yeah.
do you mean?
If there'd only been 1 murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only 1 person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no
Yeah.
point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
No.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
Yeah.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
Yeah.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Right.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents.
Yeah.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Yeah.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Okay, but that still doesn't lead us to who it was.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And
Yeah.
then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Fair enough.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Beats me, I don't know.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the 2 murderers were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Oh, it's like it's almost unnatural how good she is
I
at this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
Exactly. We still haven't got any leads for that.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the case has unfolded. When you consider all that, there's only one person who seems to fit. Oh, don't make me pick! I don't know! Sakura... Kirigiri? Me? What are you basing that on? I would very much like to hear your explanation. I guess when you put it that way, I don't really have an explanation. You have no basis for your claim. In other words, so then could you point out the real killer? What? To carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's only one real person who seems to fit. Guys? Do you have any clue? We've got Genocide Jill, Celeste, Byakuya, Hero, Aoi, Sakura, or myself, I mean. I don't know. Who do you think it is, guys? I'm gonna stop at myself for now, but who do you think it is? Anyone? Anything? No? Oh, when I think... I told you it could be Makoto. Yes, but you're saying it could be. This... I don't know. See, I'm thinking, because... I'm going to try Celeste only because... the fact that when we first found Celeste, she'd been attacked, but she was also in the same room as Hifumi. I don't know, I'm just going off that.
Here's my answer.
And I was right.
It was Celeste.
Oh, how?
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Okay. I mean, considering that they were both in the same room, that would... that might be the fact that... because I was thinking that might be the fact of them having a conversation of... discussing the benefits of being Celeste's accomplice. I don't really know.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
I swear he had a voice break in the middle of that. A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him...
Someone's sounding a little like they're getting angry! I don't want to press it, because she's getting absolutely mental, isn't she? But
that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brain-fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Told you!
Pardonnez-moi.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Is there?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
How? What is it that Hifumi and Celeste had been in common? The screaming. I mean, it could be in granting the suspicious individual, but it could also be the screaming. So I'm gonna go screaming.
Shoot!
Damn it! So it's obviously encountering the suspicious individual then.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
Ha! Oh, damn.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
No, not really. I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
This is clever. This is clever. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Fumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Actually, that's true. Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well then, Makoto Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture to the suspicious individual to Totoko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Well, actually, that's true.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Which one?
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing.
Oh?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
This is horrible.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
I love the fact that he says that she wasn't actually worried about her. God damn it, Mikolo.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Well, you're not wrong there.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it.
Also, I swear she just turned to change of
We
voice.
made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
Oh?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Okay. She said, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. Oh, we're going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
No, neither do
Then pay
I.
attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
This is getting interesting. It is getting interesting.
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
In the hall? In the hall? How could she have known Taka was actually dead? Ah, bingo!
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Serious Sherlock vibes. Well, yes, this is it, isn't it? Also, one of you have left. Why? Well, it's saying that one of you have left, anyway. I hate it. If neither of you have left, why is it saying that one of you have left? This is how I hate it.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Well, hang on. What did he say? None of us said anything about Taka being dead, yes.
I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
There we go, that person's back now.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Oh, another argument. Monokuma now file number 3.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Well, how is it not that? Shoot. How is it not that? Nah. How is it not that? I haven't left. Neither is Lucy.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die.
Just like those guys. And that is all I said.
And that's
Seriously?
all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said. They must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to
die. Just like those guys died.
Just like those guys died. Shoot. How?
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
It's gotta be that comment!
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Maybe I have to use that button on that
really
comment.
Enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to
die. Just like those guys died.
No. What? It's obviously that comment.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes. What was
so strange about Celeste's comment?
Right, so it's not that.
Shoot. All I said was... They must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
It's not that. How? What is it?
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this.
I have a tiny slither.
The sight of us
standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
I don't understand.
Shoot. All I said was they must really enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
I'm literally slowing it down.
We are going to die. Just like those guys died.
Right, okay, I know what I need to do.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes. What was
so strange about Celeste's comment?
No, I didn't want that. I wanted to... Shoot! I know what I need to do. I figured it out. I need the strange comment and then hit it at those guys.
We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes to finish this. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I don't want... Oh my god, I keep making the same mistake. Stop it! Shoot! And I failed. Yeah. I know what I need to do, but I keep making the same mistake over and over again. I don't know how I keep doing that, but... Oh well, right, we can do this, we can do this!
I refuse to give up yet!
I can't give up now, yada 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 yada. I need the strange comment and I need to hit it
all I said, they must really enjoying
those guys' comments.
We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's
So I
comment?
had the right idea? Just...
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must...
Kept doing it the wrong way round.
We are going to die. Just like...
No, that's wrong.
Like I said.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
I could recite that speech at this point. Oh, thanks, Lucy. Wait, what do you mean? Which speech? Which one? Me speech? Game speech? What speech?
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Well, yes.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
Uh-oh.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
Right, Celeste's speech. Well, yes.
Then what about the picture I took?
Thanks, I'm glad. Thanks for the help, Lucy. Thanks for the motivation. Woo.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
I don't know. That one is confusing, actually.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
There is no timer.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit.
Plus, there was no timer.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
I believe it was Makoto who said that. That is Hifumi. Someone said it.
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
That is actually very true.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Isn't there? Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi is dragging the suspect away, Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
What, like the shoulders? shoulders, not soldiers, shoulders. God almighty. It's gotta be a tagged, staged picture. Oh well, yes.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
By the way,
and the
look.
strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Yeah.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Yeah, exactly.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Ow.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
No, same here.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, damn, Celeste. Celeste thinks she can prove that there was no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? The clock. Clock. Yeah.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look...
Hang on, I want to have a look at these. So, we've got... Message me to the dining
like the
hall.
bad guy!
Hang on, so we've got... Robo Justice costume. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit in the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to bend to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Blueprints, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. Message. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meeting the dining hall is all it says. That item is marked.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Got it. Nah, it's not the fact that he couldn't stand up straight, it was the costume made him stand up straight.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no way
they could stand... No, that's wrong!
The costume was forcing him to stand up straight.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Because if you remember, it said that you couldn't bend 90 degrees. So it's that was forcing him to stand up straight.
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
Exactly.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, someone's getting a bit angsty.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
The hell is that? Nya.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
I suppose so.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh. I think someone's going to be a bit angry, let's say. Oh god. We were spinning around in circles. Oh god.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh, damn! Someone's angry.
Celeste?
Oh.
Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box? Well, there's one little problem. Have Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember. The name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Yes, but considering he was your assistant, he would say that.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Ooh, yeah, hero or
He
Celeste?
did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, what does she mean by that, actually?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said, for serious lot, he said less people's names, he gave everyone nicknames.
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
Hagakure?
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say?
What?
To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Damn, son!
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine! Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
She's gonna say Celeste Ludenberg, isn't she?
Is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Is it though? Celeste won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. What could that be? E-handbook, spotter's hammer...
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name...
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Ah, it's upside down. Why is it
How
upside
long
down?
do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
No, that's wrong.
I literally just guessed that. I thought...
That's it. The handbook.
I thought... Contradict me, I mean, sure, let's go with it. I literally just guessed that.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Right.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When it's not, it'll be able to display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It also has many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
Yeah!
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Please.
Just tell us.
Please.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because... Because
of the wonderful things he does.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Let's
and that'll
go.
bring everything to an end.
Let's go. Climax inference. Begin. Finish the thought. In this case, how did the killer recruit their accomplice? Was it seduction? What's that doing here? What's that? I mean, I would assume it's this one? Or is it this one? I really have no idea with that one. What time did the killers call their victim to the rec room? He wasn't the killers summoned first. They knocked him out, then stuffed him into the robot justice suit to falsify their evidence, and they used a certain item to do it. No. Maybe? Could have the wrong clock there, but we'll see. Yeah. Certain item. Ah, okay, this could be interesting. Nah, gotta be the camera. What time was Tucker supposed to head? Yeah, I thought so myself. I might have these completely wrong. The justice hammer that was used to kill Tucker. What number was it? It was 4. In the library, he probably used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. I would have said himself. Which Justice Hammer was in the nurse's office? 2. If he used something to move Tarka's body. I don't even know what that is, so I'm just gonna use it. Weapon the killer used to murder Fumi. What was it?
The killer is you!
I may be completely wrong with this.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
No, I'm wrong right off the bat. So I need to go all the way back to you. We're going to drag it all the way back to you. Then we've got a closed gap over here, which was me and you.
Here's exactly what happened.
Let's try it.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Right, yes, right one.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Also, what is that face from Hifumi?
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Gotcha.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Yes.
And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
Look at Fumi's angry little face.
They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room.
Correct.
The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
Yeah.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that.
Didn't think it was going to be that. Right, let's have a look. In the library, Hifumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal.
The killer is you!
That's...
So, for these attacks, the first they wanted to make sure we bought the second fake. This time, they planted with these 2 that the suspect was in. We fell right into their trap.
Is that one? It is that one!
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
Quite.
We left the nurse's
think it's gonna be that.
and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
No, I didn't think it was going to be that one either. God, this is hard, so it's going to be that one. Now I know what that picture is, it's the actual thing.
The killer is you! We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took it. He simply got... When we learned his body, and once again...
Yeah. There we go.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp, and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Look at that! It's like a little cat! Oh my god! Oh, right, maybe because he's meant to be a cat. I mean, with the whiskers and all. Maybe that's right.
Their
Damn,
plan
son.
all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
Yep.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
This is bad mumbo jumbo, this is. Flowers. Celeste.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
I'm not, but I am trying to take charge. I mean, I am the main character of this story.
Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Ah. Going to tell us your real name now, huh?
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
Yasuhiro.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Oh god, she really has had a different change of voice now.
Interesting.
My god. A, C, B, A, B, B, A, 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 B, A, A. A overall. 86 points. Not bad.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
So, basically...
Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
She's had a real change of voice, that has.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened?
No one knows.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Damn. Blum, blum, blum. It was, in fact, Celeste. But why? I want to know why. Was it because, you know, money and all? But why? It's basically a formality at that point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised... Oh, I like her now. What do you mean you like her? How can you like her now? What? What do you mean? I mean, she killed your favourite character, Lindsay. I don't understand. Anyway, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg. Or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
Well, I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Ifumi with this plan. But how do you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. Her specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree. Then did you use... You know? I knew you'd figured it out too, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Ifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by my name. But... well, wait, what? By name? But it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... she talking about alter ego? It's not her, it's a him. But we'll let you
Say
off.
what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it. That's right.
I see.
Neither do you. What neither do you? What do you mean, neither do you? Neither do you what? I am confused. And you are going to jack Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with? Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how to disappear, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here? Oh my god. Oh my god, is that Hifumi? Not Hifumi, is that Usami's suit? Mon ami, oh my god. Seriously? Foreshadowing.
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Hifumi.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how'd he do it? He was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You're correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it. What?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He stole it. He threatened me. He did.
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... it's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Don't understand why I like her now. Oh, right, okay. And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. I forgot that I'm like 20 seconds behind. Yeah, 20 seconds behind, so I had no choice. That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing. In playing this, you know I can't pause it.
Why is it for tea?
I know. Well, I can't help it, can I?
Well, unless you press a button, surely it doesn't go on to the next bit.
What do you mean next bit?
The next part of the game.
Well, no, I will save it in a minute. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he made you his target. What? Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try and kill her. What?
Indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable!
Considering my nan's here, I wouldn't exactly like her to hear me swear.
Completely unforgivable!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear I will save her!
Simple enough. Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. Huh? I have divided a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. With that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. If Amy agreed without a second thought, the effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me! I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him was to make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So, why do you decide to make him me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it. And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how do you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what Hifumi is supposed to do after that, assuming you actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once everyone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the whole lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you? That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to...
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Biakria.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far? Was it really just for money? You talking about the Monokuma, the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But it's not that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie! Yeah.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. Not in anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out every day with fresh torture. And do you know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical
As for
dream.
me,
And it was all that for a dream. And what was this dream of
isn't
yours?
it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? Well, and to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I attained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was only my dream, my only goal. That's what my life is about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the
There
edge,
is nothing to be done.
and unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I have no regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end. So why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you're really able to kill your own friends for it? Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? That's simply no room for understanding. I'm going to... options. Turn that on because I love the music and the executions.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Huh? Why are you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. No, I'm going to turn it down. There we go, that'll do. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right, I don't fear death. Something. Kill me however you like. But you know, I could be reincarnated. I think I'd like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
Right, you just get executed again. Celeste smiled again. When she did, it looked like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You're all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The Blackened is start the piece and must pay
Now
a
then,
price.
I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate
Let's
gambler.
give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Let's
I guess
go.
I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for?
Yes, the
Can't say I
execution
ever
is...
saw it that way.
The execution is about to start, yes.
Which is why...
Lucy, I hope you're still on here.
Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone.
Yep, Lucy's still on
Perhaps
here.
we'll meet again.
Good.
In another life.
Let's go. I'm actually not too sad about this one. I mean, she got what she came. She got what was coming. To be fair, I'm not... This one's not too bad. Elaborate setup though, gotta say. Elaborate setup. Burning of the Versailles Witch. Says it all really, doesn't it? Oh, fan service. Oh, fan service. Whoops. Whoop whoop! That's it. Well, of course, I don't have a clue what that's got to do with Ultimate Gambler. I mean, the fact that, oh, yes, she gambled her life on fire, but it wasn't actually fire, it was a fire truck. She basically just got ran over by a fire truck. But that's it. You know, that is it. That was execution number 3, trial number 3. To be fair, like I said, I'm not too sad about this one. She got what was coming, really, so... Anyway, I'm going to save from here, and... Don't know whether I'll be able to do another one later or not, I don't really know. But that's going to be it for today. May do another one in a couple of days. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Well, you're not wrong. But this is it for today. So, see you guys later. Bye!